Afternoon, Facebook. This is Afternoon, Facebook. This is Debby Enoe. Welcome to another episode on the challenges and triumphs of online teaching during this period at the Female Educators Roundtable with Debby Enoe, the host from Teacher Success Coach, and two of my wonderful guests. Can you introduce yourself to the panel, to the Facebook, please? Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Debbie. Good evening, everyone. This is Misbah Munshi from India and from Maharashtra state. And this is a wonderful opportunity for us to share our views. We are grateful to Debbie for conducting such kind of roundtable sessions and especially giving an opportunity for women educators, which are very few, I think, because women are usually associated with only kitchen. So this is indeed a great opportunity for us. And thanks, Debbie. Thanks a lot for giving this honor to us.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you, Misbah. Good evening, everyone. This is Yogita Patel from India. I live in Badlapur. And I'm very thankful to Debbie for giving me such opportunity to present myself before all of you. And actually, Misbah, I'm agree with you that she has promoted the women, and that is very good task. I really appreciate your work, ma'am. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Right, today's session, we are looking at using celebrities on the online platform, because what I've noticed is a number of educators have decided to use celebrities to come on the platform, either to boost the morale or the motivation of the students. However, we need to look at it in terms of whether or not we feel it's going to enhance the student motivation, or we feel that it could be a distractor. For me, it depends on the age of the children. How I do feel that the older children, it is likely to be a distraction, because it means that you're actually taking them away from the session, and it takes a while for them to actually unwind to get back to the session. However, celebrities can be used only at the end of the session. That's my personal views on that. Or let's say you have, you've actually planned your sessions, and you say, okay, the last day, if I know when my last day of the online platform is, I would actually bring in a celebrity and probably have a party at the same time. That's fine. But I personally feel if it is in the middle of a session, like how I noticed some of the lecturers, the teachers are doing, I do feel that it could be a distractor more than an enhancer, because the students have actually become really, really high and hype, and then you need to calm them down to actually start your lesson. That's my view on it, because I'll only use them for the end of my session. Let's say, when I know lockdown is, we're actually going back to school. I personally wouldn't use it as a motivator factor. I would use it as an entertainment factor, to let the students see, okay, well, let's hear how these celebrities felt having to teach their children while, schools are closed. That's how I would actually use it. I'm not too sure how you feel about that. Would you like to share with us how you actually feel using celebrities to come onto your platform, either to enhance, to motivate, or distract?
Debbie, I would definitely feel that celebrities to some extent can actually bring about a good motivational change in our students, and it could really develop interest in them. It's completely, in India, celebrities are treated as gods, and especially to the age group that we cater, that is the age group of 13 to 17. This is the age group where their minds are changing, and all of the media and all of the advertisements around create a lot of hype about these celebrities. So students are very much influenced and under the influence of these celebrities. So I feel that it is in the hands of the teacher to bring such celebrities who are educationists, who are a sports person, someone who could really motivate them and show them the difference between the real and real life. Okay, and then they could understand that what is actually, even they will understand that all the hype that is created around them, they come and they share their success stories and in fact their failure stories. So I would prefer inviting such celebrities to my platform, where they would get a chance to know them and what they have gone through in their life. That will be, sometimes these celebrities can be a role model for them, and they can actually look upon them whenever they are in this difficult situation, and they will look upon them as role models and react how they reacted, and maybe this could motivate them to live and move on. Despite failures, they'll move on towards success. So this could be a good opportunity for us to invite them to our classroom, online classroom, and give them a chance to interact with these celebrities and find out their real life. So, but it completely depends upon the teacher whom she invites. The celebrity which she choose has to be chosen very carefully. She cannot just invite anyone who is very famous. Someone who really had gone through and who is in the real sense a celebrity should be invited in such kind of situations and on this platform. And in this pandemic situation, I feel that this will be a fresh change. It could be a game changer. Inviting celebrity to the platform, it could be a game changer for our students, and in fact for the teachers also, because the students will learn that this situation is just temporary, this is just a passing phase, and this will move, this will go on. So they could learn a lot, and they could really look upon these celebrities as role models. So I would suggest that they should be invited in our sessions, in on our online lectures.
Thank you for that. Okay, Yogita?
Yes, ma'am.
What
Yes,
are your thoughts on that?
I think to whom we can call celebrity. Celebrity means not only a person or a hero or a heroine. Means suppose Shah Rukh Khan, Amitabh Bachchan. These are not celebrity. The person who is very renowned in his own field, in his own area, is the celebrity according to me. It may be in a film, it may be in music, in education, in any field, in medical field. The person who is on the top, who is achieving success, is the celebrity according to me. And in such a pandemic situation, if we are calling them and we are giving them their lecture to our students, it would be very beneficial for our student also. Actually, it is very informative session they will take, and it is very useful for our students to get. They will be motivated with them, and they got new ideas from their success stories. Even Misbah told that from their failure also we learn a lot. Our students learn a lot. So I think that for teachers as well as students, such kind of sessions should be, or the celebrity should be come according to give us their suggestion, their motivation is very necessary in our field. I think it would be very nice idea if we are inviting such celebrity in our school in nowadays situation.
Okay, that's interesting, because what I'm hearing from both of you is it would be a good idea because the celebrities can actually inspire the young people.
Yeah, exactly.
To enable them to see them as role model. That's interesting because that's the other flip side of it as well. Because initially I saw it as, once your class become really high, it's very difficult to get them to settle. But if we are looking at it as a role model factor, yes, that could be fantastic, because especially the celebrities who wasn't born with a gold spoon in their mouths. By that I mean the celebrities who actually had to graft.
Every expert is the beginner ones.
Yeah, exactly. They have begun from a very grassroots level.
Yes,
so we should invent such kind of celebrities. Even Amitabh Bachchan and Shah Rukh Khan, they did not have any godfathers. So they started someone They started from a very, you can say, scratch, and now they have reached at this level. So even they can be good role models. And we could invite educationists, we could invite environmentalists, we could also invite a sports person whom children can look up to. So it's on our hand how it's completely in the hands of the teacher. I feel that he can channelize the choices among the students, and give them an exposure to personalities whom they could really relate to.
Yes,
actually, Amitabh Bachchan is also rejected when he was going to perform for the interview. He was rejected because of his voice, and now he
own
is
voice.
Yes, of his own voice. Now he is one of the most renowned person in the film industry.
Right. Yes. You see, the interesting thing about all of that as well, now that we're talking about that, what actually also come to mind is, for example, a celebrity who we know the students, would actually, let's say for you have students who want to be, let's say, a performer. Getting a celebrity who would actually come and say to them, okay, this is how I actually became a performer, actually telling them the nuts and bolts of becoming a performer, not the glossiness of, when they're actually at the top.
Right.
It's showing them the real grit in order to get there. Yes, I see that. Because so often we have a lot of young people, when you say to them, what do you want to be? I want to be a singer, because they see the glossiness of singing. They don't see the real grassroots and the grafting in actually becoming a singer. And on those bases, yes, I see that. In terms of getting the celebrities to actually come online and showing them the real celebrity, not the glitz and the glamour.
That's what I said. The thin line between the real and the real life. Yes. They'll get to know what exactly it is. Yes. So definitely it's a game changer, ma'am. I would suggest that, in fact, this is a golden opportunity for us, because actually calling them live in our schools or on a platform is difficult. A lot of security reasons, they don't have appointments and all, but getting them interact on Zoom or on any other OTT platform is quite easy. And this is a good opportunity, in fact, if we look at it on a positive way.
If it is not possible for us that a VIP celebrities, we have to invite them in our schools or for Zoom, but we can invite other celebrities who are near in our near area. In
yes,
our district,
I would agree with Yogita ma'am. In one of my sessions, I had invited an educationist, Sahibra Mahajan sir and Anil Dalal sir. They are renowned English speakers and are good motivators. So we have invited them on the online platform, and it had a tremendous effect on our children, and they were highly motivated towards learning English, because the tricks and the ideas that they share really gave a good insight towards the language and the love for the language. English is a very, I would tell you that students find it, because we teach in vernacular mediums, and English is the third language. So it's really difficult for them to grasp English. They have a constant fear in their minds, So we have to constantly think up of new ideas, how to make them love language, because they completely run away. They don't know that after the socially English is the most acceptable language, they have to learn it, but still they find it really difficult and tough, because they have to learn 3 languages in India. So this inviting such kind of educators like Saima Mahajan sir, Anil Dalal sir, or we in fact invited Dr. Raghunath Malshere sir for teachers
science.
So these kind of educators really boost the morale of the students and make English a very loving subject for them. And they really find it connective, and they can easily relate.
Right.
Actually, I would like to share my experience. In last week, I have arranged a series of lecture of expert BOS members, Honorable Nadeem Khan sir, Anil Dalal sir, book review committee member, Bhunesh Kumbar sir, Nagar Goje sir, Shinde sir, I had arranged their lectures for my students, and they have guided my students so that my students got a clear idea. They cleared all their doubt, and parents are very also in tension that now schools are not going on and classes are not also going on because of this pandemic situation. We all are in the houses. So how can the our students are performing for the test 10 standard? So I have arranged this session for experts in my Zoom meeting, and they have guided my students, and it was very fantabulous idea, and all the parents and students are also benefited with this. They have got the motivation, inspiration, and also they got the idea, they got the goal, they have set their own goals, and they got now how on which track they have to study now. So this is very now this in this situation actually such kind of such persons, if we are inviting them for our students for guiding, it would be very beneficial to motivate, to inspire our students.
Mm-hmm. That's so interesting because both of you brought up two fantastic points which I hadn't even thought of. You know, because when we actually invite celebrities or when these people, when anybody come to the school, there's a lot of security around that. You need to get the pass, get them to get sorted, get someone to pick them up, provide tea and coffee, the whole shebang, get the students coming to the hall, all of that. On the Zoom platform, oh my goodness, it is so easy now because they're in their homes and they're actually just zooming into us. Right. So therefore, it's a situation where we need to probably encourage celebrities or educators to actually come online to actually talk to our students about what particular topic we're looking at, because it makes so much sense. You don't even have to, none of that in terms of preparing the tea and coffee or the lunch. None of that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Spare all such expenses.
It's all this expensive. They're in the home and they're just zooming in to the class, to the sitting room with all the other students. It makes
exactly.
so much sense.
Right.
This is money saver.
And in fact, I was just thinking when you brought up this topic, we have lessons in our course books, in our textbooks, where we have lessons from living writers. Yes. Okay, the writers who are still alive. Mm-hmm. So if we could get a chance to rope in on this platform, this would be a fantastic. After teaching, we could just invite. We have a lesson by Sudha Murthy. We have a lesson by Ruskin Bond. So if we get a chance to invite such writers, that would really give and motivate the students that even writers, being a writer is a good profession. Yeah. So they could actually look up in that way. So this could really shape up into a good manner. Then we also have a lesson on, there's a speech by the Nobel laureate Kailash Satyarthi. Have you heard about him? He has worked for child labor and he is really struggling. He's a Nobel Prize winner. Okay, Kailash Satyarthi. So there is a speech, Let's March. So the speech is very wonderful, but when we read it for the students, they may not get the in-depth idea about it. But when he actually comes live and he gives the message to the students, then they could actually connect with the idea or the thoughts that he wants to bring about, that he wants to bring about the reformation. So this speech is really motivating for the students. So if we could get such kind of personalities, this could be a change for the students. Then we also have a lesson on Mary Kom. Have you heard? She's a world champion, boxing champion. Mary Kom.
No.
Yeah. So
Super
there
mom.
is a super mom, unbeatable super mom. Mary Kom.
Super mom.
Okay.
So we have such wonderful lessons in our course book. So this is an interview. So if we could get a chance to invite her or prepare the interviews, questions by the student themselves, and they question it or they take an interview, this would be, in fact, a completely good, or you can say a best motivational thing for our students. They could really find it quite relatable and quite enthusiastically they would perform it. So such kind of lessons and such kind of personalities should be invited, or you can just call them. and a chance to be an interviewer or be just a listener. But this will really,
Yeah.
I feel this will really, really help them.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
Misbah,
definitely.
very well.
Yeah.
Actually, if we give such chance to our students, the learning process getting it should be very interesting. They should learn with enthusiasm. That create interest of that subject. Last month in April, I had attended one session. The Marathi poet, the name of the poet is, he has written a poem in Marathi. He is Marathi poet. The name of the poet is Indrajit Bhalerao. He had written very famous poem, Bap, in Marathi, and he read that poem in the session. It was excellent experience when if we get chance, such a chance to imply uh, such type of if we invite such guests for our students, it would be very good for our learner, and the
It
learning
will be a
process would
first-hand
become very
experience.
interesting, and
Mm.
they interestingly do their study, and everything would be very very well, I think.
Mm. Yeah, it's interesting because what I'm hearing from both of you is if we are going to invite celebrity, it must be focused and it must be for a purpose. And in
Yes.
this case, the terms that we're talking about, English lit or English language, whatever books are on the curriculum, it would be a fantastic idea to get the authors to actually come and talk about their work. So which means that the students are now focused on something they're looking at, something they're studying, which would, as we realize that, it's going to be really, it would really inspire them in terms of
Right.
become so motivated to actually want to read that book. Whereas before, they may not have been that excited, but when they actually is able to connect with the writer, things flow because as we know as educators, when we actually teach and our teaching come alive and the student could make connection, they're able to remember it. So the
Yeah.
fact that, both of you are saying getting the writers or the poet to actually come along to discuss their work would really inspire the student. It's interesting because I had not thought of it like that. My thought process was any celebrity, as long as they're celebrity, come along and just, entertain in that kind of way, right? But when you look at it in terms of having a focus, not just for the purpose of just entertaining, having a purpose for they actually coming on the platform would be a game changer, a real game changer.
Game changer.
For
Right.
the students to connect with them, for the educators to connect with them, to demonstrate the joy of whatever area they're teaching. Woo, this is fantastic.
Mhm.
Right.
That's fantastic.
Definitely, ma'am. And you can, in fact, if you want, yesterday you were talking about thematic sessions, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you could, in fact, keep a theme of Celebrity Week or Celebrity Day where you could invite such kind of celebrity. And oh, yes, tomorrow next week, it's Celebrity Week. So, yes, please wait. So, this will keep the students engaged and
Yeah.
they will look forward for your further sessions.
Yeah.
So this could also be one of the plus point of inviting celebrities in our sessions.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You need to keep that for a tip later on. Yes.
And
Sure.
if we give chance our students to take interview of that celebrity, it would be very better for them,
Yeah.
so that they can get chance to ask their queries, what to do in future if they want to do same career, if they want to choose the same career of the celebrity, then they can ask their queries, they can get a good path to, they can set their goals also.
Yeah, that is so fantastic because I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking of what we actually go through. And, even if there is a teacher that teach art, they could actually invite an artist to come along. They don't even have to come along. An artist to be on the platform to talk about their art and what they actually do and what they actually look at. So any subject, any educators are teaching, they could actually invite a personality who connects with that. Because when we talk about celebrity, Yogita, as you rightly say, it doesn't have to be someone that is famous in the field of dancing or music.
Yeah, right.
It could be someone that is famous in the art, someone that's written a book, someone that actually wrote a podcast, and students want to write, want to start a podcast. It could be anybody in those fields that the educator feel that the students could actually learn from. That really is fascinating, because in my head, when I thought of this question, I was thinking of celebrity in the sense of an artist, i.e. a singer,
Or a dancer,
actor, and any of those things. That was my narrow view of celebrity. But if we widen it out, as Yogita have said, someone who've done something, her definition of a celebrity, and when both of you actually merge it, is someone who, Misbah, as you say, someone who've actually written a book from your text, from your book list, that could actually sit in their sitting room and come to your Zoom session and discuss the book with the students. Get the students to see what they were trying to say in that book that the student may not have understood when we educators are explaining to them.
yeah,
They're so, looking at that is, I could actually see the need to invite such people onto the platform, because it inspire, it motivate the students, it changed their mindset, how they would have looked at that boring book. They now see the book actually come alive, because the author is actually talking enthusiastic about the book. So they now found something in the book they never thought about.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Actually, to be a celebrity, it is not necessary that you must be a scholar. Even a 10th standard fail students also can become the world famous. Take the example of Sachin Tendulkar. We can give such examples to our students to motivate those who are average. They thought that I am very poor in study. I could not know. I got less marks in the academic. But if he or she is good in playing, then he can make his or her own career in sports also, though he is not scholar. Such kind of examples we can give our students to motivate them, I think.
Fantastic.
Yes,
Brilliant.
I agree with Yogita ma'am, and we could also invite social activists who are very actively working for the society. Okay, we had a lesson on a very famous lady, Sindhutai Sakpal. If you remember, Yogita ma'am, it was in the previous syllabus. Sindhutai.
Yes.
Now, this lady, ma'am, Debbie ma'am, if you will read her story, she's still alive and she's working for orphan children. She has set up an orphanage and she's working for. Her life story was so touching that I literally cried while I was teaching, because she was working, she was married to a man who was 40 years elder to her.
Yeah,
then,
I've read it.
Yeah.
Very
And then
pathetic
the struggle she went through, she even gave up her own biological child to take care of the orphan tribal children. So such kind of personalities can be real motivators for our students, that selfless love is also there in this world. So they will understand such lessons when they will relate to such personalities. They will understand that fame does not come just by becoming a film personalities. It could be, you can become famous by being a sport person. You can become famous by working for the society, working for the environment, calling an environmentalist. So all these personalities, when we invite to our platform, can really boost the morale of the students and change the complete perspective of the students towards the celebrity. Because if you will remember, if our students, when they tell them to write my favorite hero, they'll always write my favorite hero is Shah Rukh Khan, my favorite hero is Amitabh Bachchan. Okay, because the concept of hero is only related to films. Okay, they never look outside. It could be their father, it could be their brother, it could be any personality whom they can easily easily motivate. A hero is someone who motivates, who inspires, who influences. Okay, so such personalities can also be celebrities, such personalities can also be the heroes of your life. So it's in our hand, being a teacher, we have a lot of responsibility to teach our students, but to choose and follow a personality who is really a celebrity in the real sense, who has really struggled and achieved that success, not born with it. So I feel this.
Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you. Yogita, have you got anything to say on that?
Yes, actually, Misbah, I am agree with you. She has given very nice example, but I had remember one of my student who has written an essay. Sorry, my favorite hero, and he had written, my favorite hero is my father, because he is doing a lot for, you know, ma'am, when I had read that essay, that I am crying that day when I read that essay, because he has described all whatever his father has done for him. Such kind of emotion, in such emotion should be there in our students. And realia, with such realia we can bring such situation. Actually, for the world we are the teachers, but for our students we are the hero. And many students are also writing, when they are
Right.
writing about write about your favorite teacher, when they are writing about us, that time when we read that essay, we become very overwhelmed that we are doing very few things for our students, and they are bothering so much, and they are thinking about such type of thoughts they have about for us. It is really very good.
That is so. This session have been a game changer in terms of how we use celebrity, but we need to look at celebrity on a wider scale, not just the musician or the singer. As you rightly say, celebrity could be anybody we feel that the students can connect to. And in terms of English lit, if we could actually find the authors of the book we actually looking at with the student, the authors that are alive, to have them have a discussion on the platform, or any of the others who we feel, as you guys have said, that have been doing great things in society. It's fascinating in terms of widening out the scope for our definition of celebrity, and who we actually want to come onto our platform to inspire our students, to encourage them to think outside of the box. Especially in this new normal situation, we constantly have to be thinking outside of the box. Right. Yes, we are educators in the classroom, where we used to having everything there, fantastic lesson plan and all of that. But now online platform, forget about the lesson plan, Those don't exist anymore. Our lesson plan is have to see how the students are feeling. What are we going to go by? And it's interesting that we have to think outside the box, and who could we bring in to motivate the students or to inspire them to start thinking differently? That's fantastic. A question I've got for you guys is, if you probably have answered it already anyway, if you were to use celebrities, what celebrities or who would you use?
I had already answered this question, that whom I would use. I would definitely call some of the educationists or the educators around me, my friends or my colleagues who have really done well in their subjects, who could really teach them how to deal with the papers and the subject knowledge. And as I said, I would definitely try to rope in someone who could motivate the students to care for the environment. So I would definitely invite an environmentalist, or I would call a sports person, maybe a local sports person, because I don't think it would be a tough thing, but I would try to rope in someone who could motivate the students, the children who are interested in sports. They could learn what difficulties or what are the things that, or how they can overcome the obstacles in their life, who could help them. So I would definitely call living writers, sports personalities, and environmentalists, educationists to my platform. And definitely, I would like you to join in.
Yes.
Yes. Just tell me when you want me to come, and I'll be happy to come onto your platform.
Sure.
Yes, Yogita.
Yes, I would. I also already I have done this in the last week. I have invited all the BOS member, board of study members, and book review committee members for my students. And from yesterday, we have started online learning. And in my school, I had celebrated English Day on every Saturday from last 2 years. And every day we are celebrating English Day to develop for developing the speaking skill of my students. I am celebrating this day. That day I don't speak anything. Only students are speaking. All students are speaking, but only in English. And in this pandemic situation also, I am continued with that English Day celebration. In On every Saturday, I am going to celebrate English Day, and for that guest, I would like to invite Debbie ma'am, you too, as a guest for my students and my colleagues and the renowned English teachers who will give guidance to my students, who will motivate my students, and it would be helpful for developing their speaking skill and create interest of English subject for my students. Also, in my school, last year for the sports day inauguration, we have invited one of the kho player. She is a national kho player, and she is known as unbeatable woman unbeatable kho player. And from we have invited her on 15th August and 26th January on Republic Day and Independence Day. We had invited the freedom fighters and officers and retired soldiers also. Means from last 9-10 years, we are as I had joined in my school, I suggest to my HM, and she also agree. And now there is Bhaviskar sir, my principal. Now he is also ready that we will implement your idea, Yogita, in our school, so that students get a chance to motivate, they get inspiration, and they would be successful in their life.
That's so fantastic, though. It's so interesting because what we've done is we've actually used celebrity on a wider scale. And we've actually, as educators, we've actually stepped outside of the box, as we normally do anyway, right? We step outside the box, finding alternative ways to motivate, to inspire our students. Wow, that's fantastic. Well, what I want us now to go to is some tips that you could actually tell someone an educator who is thinking of bringing a celebrity onto the platform, looking at the type of celebrities that they should actually bring onto the platform. For me, as I said earlier on, it should be a celebrity that, connect with the syllabus, what you're teaching. So if you're teaching, for me, in terms of sociology and psychology, I need, or health and study, I need to find someone in that area so they could actually come and talk to the student, so they could actually inspire them. Or let's say if someone, a career individual, let's say if I have some of my students who want to be, who want to be doctors, who want to be nurses, is actually bringing them onto the platform so they could actually see how that connects. And for me, one of the tips I would say to them, it's gonna be a focus, not just a celebrity for the name of celebrity. It's a celebrity with a focus. And when the celebrity comes, they need to know in terms of how did they get to where they had to get to. And I'd rather those that had to have the hard graph, those that came from nothing, like you say, the quote that is used from rags to riches. Those who probably might have been dyslexia and then now become someone, high up, a CEO or someone who is running their own business. So the student can see, as much as I have a learning disability, I could actually make it. The sky's the limit. I could actually progress. My disability does not limit my performance. yes, it might make you, you'll have to take a little bit of time to get there, but we need people that to show the students that whether or not it's a learning disability, it's a physical disability, it's dyslexia, so that they could see that that disability does not prevent them from shining or from being great. That's fantastic. Okay, can we look at the tips? Those are my tips, along with a summary.
Actually, ma'am, what you said, we actually do it in our school also. We invite students who have excelled in different ex-students who have excelled in their fields, like someone who have made a career in sports. We had invited a student of ours who is a national level kabaddi champion. Okay, we also invited people, personalities who have excelled, who is a doctor. So we keep inviting ex-students. So these students can understand that yes, these students are where they are at this situation, but earlier they were in our place. So they could connect. Okay, yes, if they can achieve it, even we can. So this will really help them. So this is one of my tips, that please call someone who is an ex-student of your school and who has excelled in their respective or any of the field. Okay, maybe he's doing some good social work, maybe he's a doctor, he's an engineer, he's an entrepreneur, anybody who is at an excellent situation. So excellent position. So such personalities can also be invited to your classroom, ex-students. Then I would also suggest that teachers should think that what qualities they want to instill in their children. Okay, nowadays teenagers are very much too much into anorexia, that is dieting, and eating junk food, bad eating habits. So to inculcate them good eating habits, I would like to invite someone who will motivate them to be healthy. So I would definitely suggest to invite a dietitian or a yoga expert who will instill in them the values of correct eating and exercising, which the students lack. Okay, and I would also like to suggest that, so it's in the hands of the teachers, like what qualities you want to instill in your students, and accordingly you think of a personality and then invite such persons to your online platform. There's lot to do, ma'am. We have ample of people. It is just in our hands that think and get them. So I would suggest that thinking is very important.
Yeah, thank you. Mahib, thank you. Yeah, Yogita?
Yes, I think tips are, today we come to the conclusion that it is not necessary that you must be a scholar. An average student also can get success. And suppose a student is very rowdy in your school, he can become an MLA, he can become a corporator of our area also. Means we have to give positivity, we have to create positivity in our students through such examples. If he is a scholar or he is very clever, then he can become according to his level, according to his choice, he can achieve his or her goal. And it is not necessary that you must be a scholar. You can, if you are an average student, you also get the success in your life. And through such examples, we can give the such kind of examples to our students, so that they get motivated with this, they get inspiration from this. And if we are giving them such guidance of the experts from education, they get proper track to go through to their goals.
Yeah, I totally agree with that too. Because when I actually was looking at that, as I say, when I actually, put the question together, I was thinking a tunnel vision. My celebrity was the actor, the actress, the singer, the dancer. I did not think outside of the box. But through this discussion, our definition of celebrity is very different. We need to make sure that, it's someone that could inspire the student. It doesn't necessarily have to be, the famous ones we know. It could be, as both of you say, someone within the community that the students have seen that they've done great things, you know, that they could actually see as role model, that they could actually see, okay, if they could do it with limited resources, so can I. Because what we are trying to get our students to move from, we need to change them from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, whereby they see that everything is possible. There are no restriction or limitation as to what they can do, because too often society put the restriction on them and they actually start running that program. So as educators, we need to think outside of the box.
I would like to add here, if you all remember the story of the ugly duckling.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. You could actually, you know, children can relate. The swan, the duckling which turned into a swan. He did not realize his potential until he was amongst the ducks. But when he saw a swan, he realized that I'm not one of them. I'm someone belonging to a swan community. So same as with our children. They have to realize, and it is in the hands of the teacher to rope in someone whom children can easily understand and look upon, and would completely bring a change in them and turn them into an ugly duckling turning into a swan.
Very,
actually,
very
I
true.
also would like to include in it. Actually, there is nothing impossible. Debbie, you tell very well that there is nothing impossible in the world itself. The impossible word tells us that I am possible. And it is the sign of the winner that they don't do different things. Winners do the things differently, and we can tell our such things to our students.
Yeah. You are so right, both of you. It is in the hands of the educator. How our student, what our student does, and how our student turn out, it is up to us, because we are planting the seed all the time. We are planting the seeds in the mind of our students. We also need the parents to water the seeds so that it starts to blossom. And those are so important for us to start planting positive seeds in the mind of our students. Our student mind is the soil. Our words are the seeds. We need to be very careful the type of seeds we plant in the minds of our students.
Exactly.
You know, when we're actually looking at celebrities, we need to be very conscious as to the type of celebrities we actually bring onto our platform. Is there anything else you guys want to say before I wrap up?
Nothing, ma'am. It was great, and it was actually loved it to be a part of this conference. And thanks a lot, Debbie ma'am, Yogita ma'am. It was excellent opportunity. Thank you.
Yes,
actually, Debbie ma'am, because of you, today is very unforgettable evening for me. I'm very glad to meet Miss Misbah for, I think in last 2 years we hadn't met.
Exactly.
So because of Debbie ma'am, today we get the chance to meet each other also. Thank you very much, Debbie ma'am, for making us the part of this very nice discussion. Thank you very much.
In future also, I look forward to be a part of your conference.
Right.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, I would love to thank my two educators once again. It was a fantastic session, and I urge you guys to come and join us, because it is so important for the educators to actually put the story right, so that people actually know firsthand some of the challenges and some of the triumph we actually experiencing on this new normal online platform. Once again, thank you very much for my guests, and thank you very much, Facebook, for my followers, for following me through all the various areas that I've been looking at. And tomorrow I'll be back again with maybe two fantastic female educators who are going to share their journeys, their challenges, and their triumph with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.